Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your love reading for February 2019. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. So I've already shuffled the decks for you and you did have one jumping card. Let me show you what it is. And it's the Four of Swords. Now I had to do this reading quite a few times and this card kept jumping, so this is something very significant for you. The Four of Swords can mean that in the month of February, some of you can be healing from a relationship. Perhaps there was a breakup. I did do the 2019 love reading for you on Vimeo. I'll put a link down below. The Three of Swords came up in every spread. It is a 3-spread video for the whole year. So for some of you, it could be that you're healing a relationship in the month of February. But the Four of Swords can also mean that you need some time to think, or it could be your partner needs some space. So let's put that back in the deck and let's start the reading. This is the love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for February 2019. You have the Ten of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for February. Four of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for February. King of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for February. Seven of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for February. The Fool. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for February. Death. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for February. Eight of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for February. Eight of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for February. Queen of Cups. What's the most important thing that Sagittarius needs to hear about their love life for the month of February 2019? And the card that you have, Sagittarius, is a Seven of Cups. So this is a card of confusion. This is a card of being emotionally lost, emotionally scattered. It could be that there's decisions that need to be made. I do see you have another 7 here. The 7s do represent choices. So we'll come back to this to see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. And if you would like to get a private reading with me, just go to my website, channelguidance.com. I'll put a link down below and a link to my Facebook. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what you have going on here. In the first row, you have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands. Four of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. So the Ten of Wands can mean that there is some type of heavy energy around your relationship. I mean, you have your energy here, the King of Wands, which is a fire sign. It can be you, but if you have a fire sign partner, Aries or Leo, or another Sagittarius, that can be them. What I see here, I mean, with the Ten of Wands and the Four of Pentacles, it can mean that it can be that Sagittarius is very tired of somebody who's holding back from you. The Four of Pentacles does mean that someone's being really stubborn. Somebody maybe is resisting further commitment. Somebody could be resisting telling you how they feel. With a Ten of Wands, this means that somebody is very tired of this. A Ten of Wands is a heavy burden. This is someone who's almost ready to give up on someone. And I feel like, this has something to do with someone who is playing it safe. Someone who is holding back from you. With the Four of Pentacles. Remember that the main energy is the Seven of Cups. So someone is confused. The Seven of Cups does mean there's confusion. Someone's lost. Somebody maybe doesn't know how they feel. And perhaps Sagittarius is, tired of that. Maybe you're almost ready to give up on someone because they're holding back from you. Now in the second row here, you've got the Seven of Swords, the Fool, and Death. So you've got two major arcanas right here. So, be careful if you are almost ready to give up on someone, because the Seven of Swords can mean that you might do something where you can be your own worst enemy. The Seven of Swords can mean that there is some type of self-deceit going on. This can also be that your partner, there's something maybe that they're not seeing, they don't want to admit to themselves, because you do have the Fool and Death, which represents new beginnings. The Fool means that you might have to take a risk and maybe even allowing somebody back into your life. I am going to do a my ex spread for you after this spread. You kind of see the Seven of Swords and Death. Of course, this can represent a relationship where there was deceit, and the Fool is saying that there will be an opportunity for a new beginning, but you're taking a giant risk. The Fool does represent a risk with no guarantees. You'll just have to trust your heart and your intuition. And Death, there is some type of new beginning coming for you in February, where this is huge. This is something that is kind of life-changing. It'll change your life forever. And it could be, this has to do with kind of a risky opportunity. So it could be a risky new relationship. Perhaps you're meeting somebody new after maybe being single for a long time, maybe after a divorce or a painful breakup. Or perhaps you have an opportunity to take somebody back, or maybe it's the person from the first row here, somebody who held back from you, somebody you gave up on. Maybe a relationship where there was deceit. There is some type of like energy of like new beginnings and something really significant happening for you in your love life, where you're taking a giant risk in something new, whether it's like a new person or it's giving somebody a second chance for a new beginning. Just be careful here that you're not your own worst enemy and maybe taking somebody back who maybe doesn't deserve you, or even somebody new who maybe is not the right person for you. Now down here you've got the 8 of Swords, the 8 of Wands, and then you have the Queen of Cups. So you have a water sign here: Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. Now it can be that, I mean, you've got the 8 of Swords here. So the 8 of Swords does mean that someone is kind of really trapped in their head. This card represents a mental prison. Someone feeling like there's no way out of the situation. I just noticed you have the 7 and the 8 of Swords lined up here. Like I said, the 7s, you actually have 3 7s. Let me show you. You got the 7 of Swords there, the 7 of Cups. I just picked up the wrong card. You have the 7 of Swords, the 7 of Cups. Okay, you actually have 2 7s and 2 8s. So the 7s do represent choices. So again, this is what I was telling you right here with this middle row. You have a choice to make and allowing something new. Like I said, whether it's a new person or giving someone a second chance. But with the 8s down here, if you are giving someone a second chance, be careful, because the 8s do represent that something needs to change. The 8s represent that a relationship kind of, it needs to be restructured. It can't be the same relationship where everything kind of fell apart, or where there was confusion. Again, the 7 of Cups, or somebody didn't know how they felt, or there was other choices. The 8s represent kind of restructuring a relationship, maybe with a water sign. This can even be you if you have a moon or rising in a water sign. But with the 8 of Swords, this means that there is some type of energy of like someone is in a mental prison. Someone maybe doesn't know what to do in a relationship. You don't know what to do about your love life. You feel like you're powerless, maybe because you're waiting for someone. The 8 of Wands. So the 8 of Wands is positive. Yes, maybe you had been waiting, but when this card comes up, it means that your wait is over and that you're finally seeing something happen where there had been nothing, no activity, no signs of hope. Finally something happens, perhaps a phone call. It can represent communication or an exciting development where maybe you felt like, you know, trapped. You felt like there was nothing you could do to bring someone back or to make someone come around. Maybe someone who was resisting commitment. That's what I was seeing in the first row here. Perhaps someone who was really confused about how they felt about you with the 7 of Cups. Perhaps, you know, this is a very emotional energy. Maybe there was an emotional breakup. And again, with the 7s here, 2 7s and 2 8s. The 7s do have to do with choices. Like you have a choice to make, just like the 2s. If you're taking somebody back with the 2 8s down here, this does tell me that the relationship can't be the same. Like something about it has to be restructured so that it can work this time. Okay, let me get a few more cards for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius for February? You have Temperance. What other messages are there for Sagittarius for February? You have Justice and the Queen of Pentacles. So now you have an earth sign. You have a fire sign, an earth sign, and a water sign. So, I mean, this can be, for some of you, the water sign might be what you need to hear, and for others, it could be the earth sign, or it can be all of these. Remember, some of these can be you. So you have 2 major arcanas with an earth sign. So for some of you, an earth sign is really significant because it has major arcana energy. Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. If you have an earth sign in your life, it very well can be that you're hearing an apology. Justice does represent maybe this earth sign did you wrong. So this is something that was not fair to you. You were treated very unfairly. You have Temperance with this. Temperance can represent a relationship that needs to be brought back into balance. Again, somebody could be making things up to you with the Justice card, apologizing. But Temperance also represents patience. So for some of you, you have been waiting. Let me just show you the card down here. You have been waiting for something, or you have been waiting for someone. Especially for those where you've been waiting for an earth sign. just kind of be patient, because I do see an apology coming to you, or someone, you know, at least trying to make things up to you. And I feel like what they're trying to make up to you is probably this, holding back from you, and maybe even pushing you away to maybe you gave up on them with the Ten of Wands. You were tired. Again, very emotional relationship. Someone was very confused and very lost. Okay, let me get a few more cards for you from the confirmation deck. Let's see what comes up over here. What other messages are there for Sagittarius for February? Nine of Wands. What other messages are there for Sagittarius for February? Strength. And the Empress. What's the most important thing Sagittarius needs to hear about their love life for February? So now you have the Queen of Swords. There are a lot of people in this reading. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Male or female, Sun, Moon, or Rising. I'm starting to realize why the main energy was a Seven of Cups. For some of you, there can be a lot of people around you. Maybe even for those who are single. Maybe even for those who are coupled. Perhaps you have a choice when it comes to a relationship. Perhaps, you know, there's many people who are interested in you with the Seven of Cups. I mean, you have a lot of people in the spread. For some of you, perhaps there's choices, and you need to keep that in mind if you are tired of someone. You have a fire sign, an earth sign, a water sign, and now you have an air sign. There are people who are interested in you, Sagittarius, so just keep an open mind. Nine of Wands, Strength, the Empress. So the Nine of Wands, you know, it's kind of interesting that it's right next to the Ten of Wands. The Nine of Wands is, you know, kind of a fear-based energy. Someone is paranoid. Someone's being really protective and defensive. So this totally ties in with that first row. The Strength card does mean you have to be patient. You need to be patient, and that's what I was telling you with the Temperance card. So you might be dealing with someone who is just kind of maybe downright paranoid about a new relationship or about commitment. The Strength card is saying be patient. Don't get angry. Don't get frustrated, because you have, you know, beautiful energy here. The Empress, this is even better than the Lovers card, because it represents not only love but also stability, abundance. This is the energy of having it all. So for some of you, it's just a matter of patience. I mean, you've got Strength and Temperance in this reading. Also, let's not forget the Eight of Wands. You have been waiting for something. You have been waiting for someone. But the Eight of Wands does represent that it's finally here. For some of you, this can be a water sign, but keep in mind that you have a lot of people in this reading. Just don't feel hopeless. You have the Eight of Swords. You might be feeling like there's no way out of the situation. I can't bring them back. There's nothing I can do. You have a strong kind of energy in this whole spread of waiting, patience, and some type of like new beginning here. Let me just show you. Some type of new beginning with the Fool and Death. These are two major arcana, so this is a significant new beginning in your love life. Again, some of you could be meeting somebody new, or I mean, it also is right next to Justice. You're giving someone a second chance. Somebody maybe who ended the relationship because they were not ready, or maybe somebody that you gave up on. So let's go ahead and do the X spread to see what comes up there. I've already shuffled, so I'm just going to get these out of the way. So major kind of energy here of waiting and new beginnings. And like I said, if you want to see what is coming up for you in 2019, it is a year-round reading, 3 different spreads. I'll put a link down below to Vimeo. Okay, let's see what comes up for you. Show me the energies around Sagittarius and their ex. Knight of Swords, Sagittarius, and their ex. There's that Seven of Cups again. Sagittarius and their ex. Three of Wands, energy of waiting. Sagittarius and their ex. Justice again. Sagittarius and their ex. Page of Pentacles. Sagittarius and their ex. Six of Swords. Okay, so this is what you have when we're focusing on exes. So you do have a few repeat cards. The Seven of Cups has repeated itself. It was the main energy from the first spread. So again, strong energy of like confusion. For some of you, you may not know why things ended. You may not understand why somebody walked away. You know, with the Justice card popping up 2 times now, I only pulled 6 cards, and here it is. This was one of the cards from the first spread. I mean, what I see here, let's just kind of go through them. Knight of Swords, Seven of Cups, Three of Wands, Justice, Page of Pentacles, Six of Swords, with the repeats being the Seven of Cups and Justice. So the repeat cards, this is kind of like a message for you, kind of in all caps with like 20 exclamation marks. This is what you need to hear. Confusion. Let's just start there. There is something about your situation with your ex where there is a whole lot of confusion. Maybe somebody was really confused when they broke up with you, because I mean, the Justice card 2 times. There is a sense of confusion. Maybe you don't really know the truth about why someone walked away from you. Justice 2 times. This is the energy of an apology, of someone making things up to you, someone explaining themselves to you, trying to get you to come around. So this would definitely explain what we saw in the first spread with the Fool right next to the Death card. And then if we kind of kept going to the right, the Justice card was right there. There's some type of like new beginning around exes for Sagittarius, where you're going to take a giant risk, but I feel like for many of you where you want your ex back, you'll have an opportunity to see that happen. So with the Knight of Swords, I mean, the Knight of Swords is telling you that there's very kind of unpredictable energy around you and your ex. This is almost like the Tower. Expect the unexpected. I feel like there can be many new developments around you and your ex in February. It's going to be different for everyone. Keep in mind, this is a general reading, but the Knight of Swords does mean that many things can change. You might kind of feel like nothing's happening right now. I do see you waiting again with the Three of Wands, because you also had the Eight of Wands and the 9-card spread. So I mean, with the Three of Wands, this is kind of saying that there's going to be a perfect timing for all of this. You're not waiting in vain. I do see that you're very confused. Again, repeat card with the Seven of Cups, being lost, emotional. Maybe you're confused, over why you're having to wait for someone. Maybe somebody asked for some space. You did have the Four of Swords that jumped for you at the beginning of the spread when I was properly shuffling. Perhaps somebody asked for some space. Maybe you're not really broken up in the sense that it's over for good, but maybe somebody asked for some space. The Three of Wands doesn't mean that you're waiting, but there's going to be a perfect timing and a perfect opportunity to kind of get back on track. Again, with Justice 2 times, this could be an apology. You have the Page of Pentacles right next to it. The Page does represent communication. All the pages represent communication. So for some of you, you could definitely be hearing from your ex in the month of February with, yes, an apology. It's a major arcana, so I feel like this apology may be very significant. It could change everything. You have the Six of Swords there. The Six of Swords is really positive when you're asking about an ex, because this represents that there's some type of like movement around you and your ex, but it's a healthy change. This represents a much healthier relationship. Remember that you had the 2 8s in the first spread that I did for you, and I told you the 8s do represent that something has to change in the relationship in order for it to work. The 8s represent kind of restructuring a relationship. So I feel like if you're getting back with an ex, I feel like it's probably going to be a much healthier relationship this time around. But the Page of Pentacles is saying that in order for this healthy change to happen, in order for things to really work, there is something that you need to see. You need to look at your relationship with your ex very carefully. The Page of Pentacles means look deeper, look closely. What is it that you're not seeing? It could also be that you need to hear everything that your ex needs to say. They need to hear you out. Again, there's something that you're not seeing, but the Page of Pentacles is saying, look deeper here. There's something that needs to change to make your relationship with your ex much healthier with the Six of Swords. So again, for those of you that want to reconnect with an ex, there's definitely a huge message here that many of you will be seeing that change, maybe in February. But again, it's a general reading, so for some of you it can maybe happen in March or April. You're waiting, but you're not waiting in vain. There's a strong, just like confused. And I don't know, this can be you. Maybe you're confused about why they left. Maybe they didn't tell you. I've been hearing a lot of that in private readings. Perhaps they were confused when they left you, or they were confused when they chose someone else, or they're confused when they cheated. Something like that. But I mean, I definitely see an apology happening here with the Justice card coming up 2 times. They're trying to make things up to you. Just keep in mind that you need to kind of look at things very carefully. And for those of you where you are giving them a second chance, Again, with the 9-card spread, you're just going to have to take a giant risk. So if you're kind of undecided, maybe that's what this represents for you. That you're confused, like, do I really want them back? Do I really want to try again? With the Fool being in the first spread, you're just going to have to trust your heart and your intuition and take it from there. Let me get one more card for you. What final message is there for Sagittarius about their ex for the month of February 2019? The 10 of Swords. So the 10 of Swords does mean that maybe something really painful happened in this relationship. This does represent sometimes, you know, kind of being deeply hurt, lied to, betrayed, stabbed in the back. So for some of you, maybe that is why we have Justice and the 6 of Swords. But the 10 of Swords also means that you have not moved on. And maybe your ex has not moved on. It could be that that is why they're communicating with you, the Page of Pentacles. Something has not allowed them to move on. But also I feel a strong message. Some of you, you need answers. That's why the Page of Pentacles is here. Perhaps, you know, you're still really feeling that, you know, that sense of pain of not understanding why they did what they did. Make sure you get answers. Okay, Sagittarius, this has been your love reading for February 2019. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you again next month.